Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to present about book collection management system for the subject BITP1323 database. So let's go. For the first and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Saptesh Rao and this is our group, which is Akmal Harid, Nazrul Izwan and Ahmad Zikri. For the introduction, the book collection management system is firstly designed for students and young adults to manage their own book collection. The system aims to simplify and streamline the process of organizing and managing books, improving the learning experience for students and helping users discover new books for their academic journey. Moreover, the system offers features such as personalized bookshelves, tracking reading progress, setting reading goals, adding comments and reviews, and reminding users of due dates of the borrowed books.
So, for the problem statement, we have many students, young adults, educators, and book enthusiasts struggling with keeping their personal book collections organized. Books can easily be misplaced, forgotten, or neglected without a good system in place. That's why we have implemented this database system. Is to keep track of books borrowed for friends, libraries, or other sources can also be difficult. Due dates may be overlooked, leading to late fines or penalties, which lead to a misunderstanding and administrative responsibilities. Keeping track of different reading materials such as textbook, reference materials can be difficult because we are just humans. We can make mistakes and this can result in decreased productivity, wasted time, and difficulties efficiently utilizing reading resources.
Okay, right now I want to explain about the objective of our system. The first objective is automate catalogs. Our system use technology like OCR and machine learning to quickly and accurately capture books information. It saves time and ensure an up-to-date catalog. For the second is scalability and flexibility. Our system can handle large book collection without compromising performance. It's reliable as our collection expands. For the third is user-friendly interface. Our system has a clean and intuitive designs, making it easy to navigate. Minimal training is required for all users. For the last one is robust search. Our system has advanced search algorithm, allowing users to find books quickly and accurately using various criteria. Thank you. Okay, for scope, we have 5 scope for our system, which is the first one is book catalog, that we can know many things about our books. The second is borrowed book management. So if anyone want to borrow a book from us, we can manage it. The third is customized book list. So we can custom our book list depends or based on our favorites. The fourth is user-friendly interface. Our system is have the intuitive design and interesting that people will easily to use our system. The last one is reminders and notification. So to borrow books, we have specifically dates to return our books, so it can give reminder and notification. So next is target user. Our target user for the system is student and young adult, and also educator, librarians, and book enthusiasts. Okay, thank you.
So we proceed our presentation today with the database design. So first of all, my name is Muhammad Nazrul Izwan and I will be presenting about the entity relationship diagram. The book collection management system have 6 tables, which is book, borrowed book, user, book list, publisher, and also author. The most important table in the system will be the book table, which contain several foreign key from the other tables, such as the author name, the publisher ID from table publisher, and the book list ID from table book list. So as you can see here, there are several relationship between the table. such as one book can be written by several authors, and one publisher can publish several books. And also we have the borrowed book, where one user can borrow several books, while one book can only be borrowed by only one user at a time.
Now we're going to see about data definition language, DDL. This consists of three things, which is creating table, altering table, and deleting the table. So for the create statement, this is the SQL statement. Create table book, book ID varchar 10, book title varchar 255, author name varchar 255, publisher ID varchar 10, ISBN varchar 20, book genre varchar 50, book list ID varchar 10. So this is about the format, which is creating table book, the table name, which is book, and the attributes in that table, which is book ID, book title, author name, and so on. The varchar and 10. The 10 is the size of the length of the attribute that in the table. So this is the result, a table book with no data for the first.
Okay, so now I want to explain about DML, which is insert statement. For the SQL statement, this is insert all into author, which is table, values E10, Harperly, and Harper, into author, values E11, F. Scott, Fitzgerald's, Scott's, select star from dual. So for the insert statement, we need to insert some data to the table. The table name is author. We need to insert author ID, author name, and author pen name. The output is here. Thank you.
Okay, so now update statement. As we can see here, we have an SQL statement which is update book, set book genre, science fiction, where book ID is A12, and here you can see the result. So it will update the table book and set the book genre equals to science fiction, where book ID is A12. So from the result, as you can see, where the book ID is A12, the book genre is changed into now science fiction.
Next is for the delete statement. So the delete statement is a function where we use to delete any row in the table, such as what we are doing here is deleting the user C14 from the borrowed book table. So the SQL statement will be using deletes, and then from the table that we want to delete the data, and then the condition. As you can see from the output, the C14 is already being deleted. Okay, so we continue with the next part, which is the data manipulation language, relational algebra, and select statement. First, we will start with the selection and projection. Here, the question required us to display the book borrowed by the user C10. So, first of all, we'll take a look at the relational algebra. Here, we project the borrowed book ID. This will be the what we will display, and then the condition, which is the user ID, will be C10, and then the table that we want to use to display this borrowed book ID. Okay, so for the SQL statement, we start with select and then the borrowed book. So this will be displayed, and then from the borrowed book table, and then the condition is where user ID is C10. As you can see at the bottom of the pages, we have the result of the SQL statement. So we can see here the user C10 has borrowed two books. Okay, so for the next question, it's required us to display the books in the fantasy genre. Okay, for the relational algebra, we have the projection book title that will be displaying the title of the books, and then we have the selection book genre and the condition, which is selection book genre as fantasy, and then from the table books, and then we look at the SQL statement, which is selects book title, and then from the table books, and the condition is book genre equal to fantasy. As you can see the result, there's only one books in the table that from the genre fantasy, which is the Hobbit. Okay, lastly, for the third one, we have the question where it requires us to display only the author, name and the genre of the books from the table books. So we'll start with the relational algebra, which is project author, book name and book genre, and then the table, which is table books. The SQL statement will be select author name, book title and book genre from table books. So below is the result of the SQL statement. As you can see, it only display author name, book title and book genre.
So now I want to explain about the aggregation and grouping. The first question is, list how many books are there in each book genre. So we want to list how many books in each genre. For the SQL is select book genre, count star as genre count from book table, group by book genre. So the output that we have is fiction is 3 books, fantasy is 1 book, dystopian 1 book, and classics 2 books. So then the next question for aggregation and grouping is list how many books has each author written in total. So we want to know for one author can write how many books. For the SQL is select author name, count star as total books from author table, group by author name. So the output is George Orwell we have 1, Jane Austen we have 1, Paulo Coelho we have 1, J.R.R. Tolkien 1, Harper Lee have 1, and J.D. Salinger have 1. So the last question for aggregation and grouping is question list how many books are there in each book list. So we want to know in one book list we have how many books. For the SQL is select book list ID, count star as num books from book, group by book list ID. So the output is for book list ID F13 we have 1 books, for F12 we have 2 books, for F10 we have 3 books, for F11 we have only 1 books.
Now we're gonna look some questions about inner join and outer join. So the question is, retrieve the titles of books and the corresponding author names. So the SQL code that we run is select b.book title au.author name from book B, inner join author au, or B author name au author name, order by B book title. So from book B and join table author. So this is the 2 table that involving in this question. So the output is such, there is a book title and author name that we need, that we select to display, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outputs are there. Second question, retrieve the titles of books along with the corresponding publisher names. Include books without a publisher. So the SQL code, select b.book title p.publisher name from book B, left join publisher P on b.publisher ID equals to p.publisher ID, order by book title. So the 2 tables that involved in this question is the table book and table publisher. So with that, the output is such, with book title and the publisher name. The third question for inner join and outer join is that retrieve the title of books and the borrowing dates. Include books that have not been borrowed. So the SQL statement is select B book title bb.borrow date from book B, left join borrowed book BB on b.bookid equals to bb.bookid order by bb.borrow date. So the tables that involved in this question is the table book and table borrowed book. So the connection between this is the book ID, which is in the both of the table, and ordered by the borrowed date. So the output is such, with the book title and borrowed date.
For next or subqueries, the question is display book ID and book title has genre classic. So from the SQL, as we can see, is select book ID, book title from book where book ID end, and then in parentheses select book ID from book where book genre equals classic. So the array, as you can see, and this is the output. It will display the book ID and the book title. So from this, it will display any book ID or book title that has genre classic. But from the select statement, we did not display the genre. So now the second question: display all of the details of the publishers who has the name Harper. The SQL is select all from publisher where publisher ID in parentheses select publisher ID from the table publisher where publisher name like is %Harper %. So from this SQL, what I can see is that the select all, which means it will select all of the data in the table publisher where publisher ID is equals to publisher in parentheses. It will find where publisher name has Harper in it. So from the output, you can see it displays all the data of the publisher ID, publisher name, and publisher address. The last question in the nested subqueries: display the name and phone number of the user that borrowed the book on 15th of August. So the SQL is select usernames, user phone number from user book where user ID in parentheses select user ID from borrowed book where borrowed date equals to 15th of August 2021 using the American format. So from here, I will select the column of user full name and user phone number from the table user book, and then the condition is where user ID is equals to where borrowed date is 15th of August from the borrowed book table instead of the user book table, because here the condition will be depending on the parentheses. So here the user full name will only be one, which is Jaden Lee Chong. As a conclusion, this database system will provide an automated catalog, robust search capabilities, a user-friendly interface, and reminders and notifications. The book collection management system addresses the challenges of this organization in book collections, tracking borrowed books, and managing reading materials efficiently. The system improves organization productivity and efficiency in managing book collections, leading to an enhanced reading experience and improved academic performance.
Okay, for the second part of the conclusion, we have the system drawback. For book collection management system, we have several weaknesses. First of all, the book data in the system need to always be updated so that it can be more accurate for the user to use. Secondly, we have the scalability and flexibility problem, since the system is quite new and it will not be able to integrate with another third-party apps, so this might cause a problem for the user in the futures. And then for the last drawback, we have the system reliance on the internet. So this system required user to have access to the internet in order for the application to be able to use to its fully function. So this is some of the drawbacks that the data book collection management system has.
So now we're going to see about the suggestions for the improvements. First, implement a data validation and verification mechanism to ensure accurate and complete book metadata. minimizing errors, and enhancing the system's cataloging capabilities. Second, design the system with an open architecture that facilitates integration with other book management system or third-party apps, promoting scalability and flexibility for future enhancements. Last but not the least, develop a companion mobile applications that allow offline access to the system's core features, enabling users to sync their data when an internet connection is available.
Thank you all for listening to our presentation. We really appreciate your time and attention. Our book collection management system can make a big difference, and your support means a lot of us. Thanks again for being here, and we hope to have your continued interest and supports. That's all for us. Thank you.